If you're looking for one of the most advanced 3-channel dashcams currently available, this might be it. In this video, I'm reviewing the Viofo A329S 3-channel dashcam, a system that records in 4K at the front, 2K at the rear, and 2K inside the cabin, all powered by Sony's latest STARVIS 2 sensors. Dashcams have come a long way in recent years, but the Viofo A329S pushes things even further with features like Wi-Fi 6 connectivity, support for external SSD storage, advanced HDR recording, GPS, voice control, 2 wide-angle lenses and a massive 210-degree fisheye interior camera, all designed to capture almost everything happening inside and around your vehicle. So whether you're looking for better evidence in case of an accident, added security while parked, or even a dashcam setup for recording your road trips or driving content, this camera is aiming to cover it all. Over the next few minutes, I'll walk you through the specs, what you get in the box, how easy it is to install, the features and settings, and of course the all-important video quality. And just so you know, Viofo sent me the A329S dashcam so I could make this video, but as always, all the thoughts and opinions are entirely my own. Let's get started. Opening up the box, you're greeted by a quick start guide and after sales info, but the bit we all want to see is the front dashcam, which is the hub of the whole system. This houses the 4K front camera along with the screen, controls and the ports for connecting to the other cams. The design is different from many traditional dashcams and has a longer shape and nearly square screen. Below this screen you have 5 LEDs and 5 buttons, and I'll go through what each of those do shortly. On one side you have 2 MCX ports for the rear and internal camera connections, which is different to the standard USB connections used by most dashcams, and there's a micro SD card port too. On the other side you have a reset button and a USB-C port for attaching extra memory in the form of an SSD drive, should you want high capacity beyond what a memory card can provide. On the back is a large 3M sticky pad to attach it to the windscreen, and this is on a detachable mount which is home to another USB-C port, this time to power the device. The mount slides and clicks into place. Below the mount is the most vital part of the dashcam, the 4K lens, which tilts around 90 degrees so you can get the optimum angle of the road ahead. Next in the box is the first of the 2 additional cameras, the rear RC420. This 2K edition is very compact, with a lens next to the sticky pad and another MCX port on the end for connecting to the front camera unit. The lens twists 360 degrees so you can get the perfect angle depending on where you mount it. The final lens is the RCC260 fisheye interior camera and looks nearly identical to the rear camera, except for a slightly more protruding lens and the addition of 4 infrared sensors for night filming. Again, it's very adjustable with a 360 degree tilt and an MCX port too. Alongside the camera, there are a number of accessories in the box. First is a thorough user manual and then a bag with Viofo stickers, static window stickers and a spare sticky pad for each camera. Finally, there's a 45 watt 12 volt adapter for power with a spare port for charging a phone and a USB-C to USB-C power cable. There's a second shorter one too if you want to plug the dashcam into a computer to download your clips. To connect the cameras together, there are 2 MCX cables, a long one for the rear camera and a short one for the interior cam. There's also a polarizing filter to remove glare and reflections for clearer footage while driving, and a trim removal tool to help hide cables during the install. One extra you'll want that isn't included in the box is a micro SD card, and Viofo have their own range available which will cope with recording 2 2K and 1 4K cameras simultaneously. The A329S supports up to 512GB SD cards, but you can plug in an SSD of up to 4TB if you want extra storage. You can also get a wireless Bluetooth control which features 3 buttons, which allows you to quickly lock clips or turn Wi-Fi or HDR on and off, all without reaching for the camera. It comes with instructions and mounts to your dashboard via a sticky pad, of which there's a spare and a spare battery included in the box too. Finally, if you like a hardwired dashcam, then you can get the HK6 hardwire kit to fit the Viofo A329S system. In the box you've got a full user manual, but essentially the hardwire kit is modular. The USB-C cable plugs into your dashcam, with the other end plugging into this block, with the black ground, yellow accessory and red permanent live cables plugging into the other end. You'll then plug the exposed wire ends of the red and yellow wires into the end of the fuse tap that fits your vehicle, use pressure to crimp tightly, and plug into your chosen car fuse slot. I've got a whole section on the parking mode later in the video where I'll go through the capabilities of the A329S dashcam for keeping an eye on your vehicle. Overall, the dashcam package is very comprehensive and includes everything you need to get the dashcam installed and running, plus some extras to take you a little further. Installing the A329S is fairly straightforward and similar to most multi-channel dashcam systems. The first step is choosing where you want to place the front camera on your windscreen. Typically this will be just behind the rear view mirror so it stays out of your direct line of sight while still having a clear view of the road. I've removed my mirror here, but it's just so that I can film the install a bit better. Before attaching the camera, it's important to clean the windscreen properly to ensure the adhesive mount sticks securely. Once the glass is clean, you simply remove the protective film from the adhesive pad and press the mount firmly onto the windscreen. Next, you can plug in the power cable and start routing it around the edge of the windscreen and down towards your vehicle's power outlet. Using the included trim tool makes this a lot easier as you tuck the cable behind the interior trim panels. The rear camera installs in a similar way, attaching to the inside of the rear window using another adhesive mount. You then run the long cable from the rear camera along the headliner and connect it to the front camera unit. The interior camera typically mounts close to the main unit so that it has a clear view of the cabin. Being a separate camera but not built in with the front facing one, you've got a choice of where to put it. I don't have a rear view mirror here, so can mount it next to the front camera, but generally you'd mount it to one side of the mirror so that the camera isn't obstructed by it. As always, when installing a dashcam, make sure you've checked what's legal in the country or state you're watching this video from. Once installed, turning the A329S on for the first time prompts some time, date and language settings, but after that it brings up the cameras on the screen with a standard startup time of around 18 seconds when powered by the 12-volt port. The first thing to do is insert a microSD card, and the dashcam will beep at you until you do, and then you can adjust the lens to the angle you want. The screen isn't the brightest, but this means it's not a distraction when you drive. You've got a lot of symbols over the display, but these just relate to the different settings that are applied, such as the current resolution, Wi-Fi status and HDR. It isn't a touchscreen, but the 5 buttons help you navigate through. A single tap of the first one to the left takes a photo, while holding it for 2 seconds brings up the menu. There's a huge amount to play with here, and it's broken up into 3 sections. The first is video settings, where you can adjust resolution, HDR, video bitrate, stamps, parking recording, camera settings and much more. The next setting is system, where you can configure Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth button, time and date, LEDs, voice commands and formatting. The final area in settings is file lists, which is just your gallery split into video and photo, and you can navigate through clips using the buttons, watch them back, lock or delete them. A couple of the settings worth highlighting are HDR, and it's able to be turned on or off for all 3 cameras, and there's the option for a timer too. I've never seen an HDR timer included on any other dashcam, but Viofo suggests that having it off during the day and on at night helps enhance finer details of number plates. Next is voice control. With this enabled, you can issue simple voice commands to lock footage or take a photo without taking your hands off the wheel. Then there's app control. Connecting the dashcam to your phone using the Viofo smartphone app, which is available on iOS and Android, also unlocks additional features including live view, downloading clips directly to your device, and adjusting settings without needing to use the camera's buttons. There's also local Wi-Fi connectivity, and thanks to Wi-Fi 6 support, transferring footage is noticeably faster than older dashcams, which makes a big difference when downloading large 4K video files. You can also adjust the recording bitrate, which controls how much data is used to record video. Higher bit rates usually mean better image quality, but larger file sizes. Finally, the interior lens isn't filming as a fisheye as standard, and there's a setting which takes it from ultra-wide to fisheye. The image distorts a little more at the edges, but you're capturing even more of what's around you, including the side windows. Overall, the A329S offers far more adjustability than most dashcams with a really comprehensive array of settings. Going back to the other dashcam buttons, the second one from the left labelled Rec turns recording on or off. The middle one, as you might guess from the warning symbol, locks the clip, and it's nice to have a large, hard to miss button in case you have an incident. The next button, labelled mic, turns sound recording on or off. And pressing the final Wi-Fi symbol button circles you through the different camera views, with front, interior, rear, or all three together. Holding the button down for 2 seconds opens the Wi-Fi connection, which you can connect to via the Viofo app. If you're hardwiring the A329S into your vehicle for constant power, then you'll have the option of several different parking recording modes designed to protect your vehicle while it's unattended. One of the most interesting is low power impact detection. In this mode, the dashcam remains in a standby state while the vehicle is parked, using very little power. If an impact is detected, the camera wakes up in just a couple of seconds and records a short clip of the event. There are also hybrid parking modes which combine time-lapse recording or low bitrate recording with impact detection to balance power consumption and recording coverage. If you like the idea of hardwiring but don't know where to start, fear not, because I've already made a complete how to hardwire a dashcam to your vehicle video, which you should see in the top right corner now, but it's also linked in the description below. If hardwiring definitely isn't for you, then I've just taken a dive into an alternative idea, powering via the OBD port. That video's linked in the same places too. Of course, the most important part of any dashcam is the video quality, and this is where the A329S really stands out. Starting with the front camera, the 4K footage is very detailed thanks to a Sony STARVIS 2 IMX678 sensor, which is one of the best sensors currently used in consumer dashcams. The lens features an f1.8 aperture and wide 140-degree field of view. Number plates, road signs and other vehicles are generally very easy to read in good lighting conditions. Colours look natural, and the addition of HDR improves the balancing of bright skies with darker areas of the road. As mentioned earlier though, number plates are a little sharper with HDR turned off during the day and on during the night, so it's worth exploring the HDR timer setting. In bright sunlight, the camera handles contrast well, and shadows still retain good levels of detail. Moving into overcast or cloudy conditions, the image remains clear and sharp without becoming overly noisy or washed out. At night, the Sony STARVIS 2 sensor really shows its strengths. I found low light scenes are noticeably brighter than many cheaper dashcams, and the camera does a solid job of managing glare from headlights and streetlights. While no dashcam is perfect in extreme lighting conditions, the A329S does an impressive job of keeping details visible and noise and grain to a minimum. The rear camera, which uses an IMX675 sensor and records in 2K with an f1.8 aperture and 160-degree field of view, also provides very good clarity for vehicles behind you. It's not quite as detailed as the front 4K camera, as you'd expect, but it still captures the majority of information compared to the standard 1080 resolution many rear cameras have. The interior camera is where things get particularly interesting. Again, it has an IMX675 sensor, but it's fitted with a 210-degree fisheye lens, and it captures almost the entire cabin in a single frame. That means both front seats, much of the rear of the vehicle, and even the side windows are visible. During the day, the interior footage is clear and colourful, and at night the infrared LEDs take over, illuminating the cabin so the cam can continue recording clearly even in complete darkness. This makes the system especially useful for taxi drivers, rideshare drivers, and anyone who wants comprehensive interior coverage. If my memory serves me right, I think this is the first interior camera I've seen which is higher than 1080 resolution, and it really shows. There's just that extra quality and clarity to the footage thanks to the 2K sensor. Overall, I found the footage from all three cameras to be sharp, detailed and reliable in a wide range of driving conditions. So how much does all of this cost? The A329S sits firmly in the premium end of the dashcam market, which isn't surprising given its specs and features, so you can expect to pay around £440 or $470 for the setup, though prices can vary depending on retailers and ongoing promotions. If you want to explore some different prices, there's actually an entire range of A329 dashcams. The one I've reviewed is the S3 channel, but in the rest of the range, in addition to the A329 front camera, you've got the SIR, which includes the infrared interior camera, the TW with a telephoto and waterproof rear camera, the T3 channel with the telephoto and rear cam, the T2 channel with the telephoto, the WW with two waterproof cameras, the SW3 channel with a waterproof rear and fisheye cabin cam, the SW2 channel with a waterproof rear cam, and the S2 channel with only the rear camera. All the additional cameras are 2K resolution as standard, and you can purchase the front camera on its own too. As you can see, there's really something for everyone's setup and requirements, so it's worth having a look to see what works for you. If you're interested in finding out more, I'll leave affiliate links in the description where you can check the latest pricing. Overall, the Viofo A329S is an incredibly impressive and versatile dashcam system. The combination of 4K front recording, 2K rear and interior cameras, Sony STARVIS 2 sensors and advanced HDR produces excellent video quality in both day and night. The 210-degree interior camera is also something quite unique, capturing far more of the cabin and surroundings than most standard interior cameras. Add in features like Wi-Fi 6, voice control, hybrid parking modes and the option for additional SSD storage, and it's clear that Viofo has designed this dashcam to be one of the most capable systems on the market. If you're looking for maximum coverage and top-tier image quality from a 3-channel dashcam, the A329S is definitely one worth considering. If you've enjoyed this review and found it helpful, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comments what you think of this dashcam or which one you'd like to see me review next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.